Tinubu is gaslighting us, but I am a respectable Nigerian, so I will listen to what the president has said, and he has told us to use glasses. So today, on this video, we are going to be examining Tinubu's record. Hi, I'm Ty, and I try to sprinkle some common sense on the nonsense that is Nigerian politics and world news. If you like this type of content, please hit the like and subscribe. And before we begin, I would like you to drop one comment for one good thing you think Tinubu has done this tenure. Now, on April the 16th, 2026, Tinubu, in a room full of renewed hope ambassadors, whoever those are, said this.
This economy, I didn't have to look back because the truth is, I took over for myself. The late Buhari is me. He was a partner. And if I took over from him, is that not from myself? So, if something is wrong, fine. Live with it, correct it, move on. The life voyage is not going to be easy. And so many of you that are traveling with me, I can only stand before you and say you will not regret it. That is why we ask you to renew their hope. If they don't want to see the hope and the roads that we bridge and the children we raise and the economy we are growing, we lend them Jiggy Bola. We give them eyeglasses.
So, President Tinubu, I have my glasses. And to be fair to what you said, I think we need to adjust these glasses so that we can see things from your point of view. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Wow. I was blind. Now I think I can see. Okay. Sir, let's review your record. Since you have said that Buhari was me and Buhari were brothers, I took over for myself. Let's do this. I'm going to be splitting the timeline into 3 checkpoints. We're going to have BB, which is before Buhari, obviously. We're going to have AB, which is after Buhari. And we're going to be having TT, which is during Tinubu's tenure. So let's go. Economy. Are Nigerian people richer? That is the question. See, under Goodluck Jonathan, a dollar was 168 naira. During Buhari, a dollar turned to 700 naira. And under our esteemed president, the dollar is now 1,400, 1,500. Fuel, how did we fare there? Before Buhari, fuel was 87 naira per gallon. During Buhari, fuel turned to 210 naira per gallon. And under Tinubu, as of today, fuel is sitting at around 1,250 naira. That is due to Iran. That is neither here nor there, but we go ahead. And then what does inflation look like? Before Buhari took over, inflation was 8%. After Buhari left, inflation was 22%. And today, inflation is a whopping 30%. And then finally, when we're looking at the economy, I think we need to look at the minimum wage. Minimum wage under Goodluck Jonathan was 18,000 naira. Minimum wage under Buhari was 30,000 naira. And then minimum wage today is, clap for Tinubu, is 70,000 naira. But now we need to have a little bit more context. You see, in 2014, Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa. But by 2023, when Buhari was leaving, Nigeria had fallen behind South Africa in that largest economy status. And then today we are living under what is termed to be the worst living crisis, cost of living crisis in 30 years. You see, in 2014, that minimum wage could buy you about 200 liters of fuel. Today, minimum wage can get you about 50 liters of fuel. Now, that is a stunning gap that even if your money increased, you cannot buy as much fuel as you could have bought 10 years ago. Now, let's look at insecurity. This is where Tinubu has good statistics, I will say, but let's put some caveats to it. Under the Global Terrorism Index, before Buhari, we're third worst in the world. During Buhari, we became sixth and eighth. And then under Tinubu, we're now eighth and tenth. We're still top 10 in the list of most terrorized nations, but at least we're going down that list. So applause to Tinubu, he has done something there. But it seems that we have traded off terrorism for internal insecurity because kidnapping and banditry are still very rampant under this presidency, and it does not look like something is being done about that. And then we now move to another pillar that we need to look at, which is human development. Before Buhari, we had 100 million Nigerians living in abject poverty. After Buhari left, we had 133 million Nigerians. That's an increase of 33 million Nigerians pushed into poverty. And that number is rising even more under Tinubu. We do not have a number for that at the moment, but yes, that number is actually rising. You see, children who are supposed to be the future of this country, they are now the most out of school children in any country in the world. Our children are not getting educated. That is very worrisome. And also to think that in our nation of about 250 million people, we have more people in extreme poverty than India. India has 1.4 billion people, but we have more numbers of poor, abject poor people than India. This is not a good sign, and this is another X in the scorecard of Tinubu right now. And then we go to another pillar, which is infrastructure. Infrastructure. Before Buhari, Goodluck Jonathan had invested about 1.16 trillion naira to give us about 4,000 megawatts of power generation. Great, great. I think we need to improve on this. So, what does Buhari do? Buhari invests 3 trillion naira. And what does that increase our power generation to? A grand total of zero. We're still around 4,000 megawatts of power generation. 3 trillion naira down the drain. And that can be said for Tinubu as well, because under this Tinubu reign, we still have 4,000 megawatts of power generation approximately, but we have now spent 3.3 trillion naira. So if Buhari is me and I am Buhari, combined in the last 11 years, we have spent about 6.3 trillion naira with nothing to show for it. Where did that money go? If we're also talking about infrastructure, yes, we can clap our hands for the Lagos Calabar coastal roads. Yes, that's a good sign. But what about the other roads? I know people are afraid to go on the roads. Even traveling to the south is a worry to do on the road because of, first of all, the nature of the roads going back, and then another thing is the insecurity of the roads. And then finally, when we look at governance, our national debt before Buhari took over was $9 billion. After Buhari took over and stepped down, we had $41 billion. And Tinubu, after paying off all the debts that we claim to have paid, we are still $100 billion in debt to foreign nations. I do not need these glasses to see that this government has put us in trouble. I can see very clearly with my own eyes. This is the state of the country that we are currently in. Tinubu's slogan has been a renewed hope. But you have to ask, what happened to the original hope? 11 years and there's no real positive metric on what is to the favor of Tinubu. Yes, roads have been built, but where are we going with those roads? Your supporters might have said, oh, yes, you inherited a broken system. But you with yourself have cancelled that argument by saying that you and the late President Buhari are the same. So you can like to explain to us how you claim to be fixing something that you broke yourself. You see, I've tried to make common sense of all this, but all I see is nonsense. I want you to answer one question for me before you leave. If you were an employer and you employed Tinubu to do a job and he has performed the way he has performed in the last 3 years, my question for you is, will you renew his contract? Honestly. Answer that question for me in the comment section below and see you on the next video.